Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
Yeah, good. We're live.
We are live.
Yeah, for the first time.
Yeah, let's say first. It's not like we forgot to record.
I didn't forget to push record when we streamed this live.
The other day.
Rookie errors, guys. Rookie. This is what happens when two amateurs decide to try and start a podcast.
Mistakes were made.
Yeah, mistakes were made. That was a good hour of our lives. It wasn't wasted.
We streamed it on Twitch.
Yeah.
Some people watched.
Yeah, that was cool. It was actually really cool.
And then we discovered afterwards we had no footage to make the podcast out of.
Yeah, good job, me.
So here we are.
We're back.
Take two.
Which
is also take one.
And we're going to just cover the same points that we covered previously. Yeah. So, well, I'm Perry.
I'm Ed.
Yeah.
And yeah, we love playing video games, talking about video games. So we thought I'd record ourselves doing it and see if anybody wanted to listen.
Yeah. I wonder if anyone can hear that dog barking in the background.
I don't know.
We'll find out, I suppose. Because we're not fucking doing this again. This is the one take now. Yeah, cool. So what have you been playing this week?
What have I been playing this week? Well,
start with that.
This week, Titanfall 2 hit the EA Access.
Yes, I heard about this
program thingy, which I am happily subscribed to. So yeah, I picked that. I kind of missed it first time round.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I don't know. I think they launched it in a pretty rough point last year. It was I think it was November last year they launched it. It was kind of it's that whole run up to Christmas period, and like there's a lot of like monster AAA games being released, and like although the campaign was really well received, and which I can now attest is rightfully so because it is a lot of fun.
Yeah, you finished that.
Yeah, I finished campaign. But yeah, I think maybe they should have looked at when they were releasing it. Cause I think they were up a lot against a lot of big names. It probably didn't get the kind of look in that it deserved.
Yeah,
and especially
I think that's fair. I mean, off the back of Titanfall 1 as well.
Yeah, like because Titanfall 1 it was well received, but it was just a pure multiplayer game. Then for those of you who haven't played it, Titanfall 1 technically had a campaign, but it was played out basically they had a multiplayer map playlist, which was basically the campaign, but you could never start it from the beginning until the map rotation got round to the first mission. It was a really weird way of doing it.
Yeah, that sounds stupid.
Just did not work.
I don't like that.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't a good idea. But yeah, but this time around they put a proper single player campaign, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was there was some really fun mechanics and stuff between like in the different missions, the kind of different sections of the game. Each had sort of their own little mechanic-y bits. Like there was one bit where you were basically picked up this. I'm going to go into spoilers for anybody who hasn't played this year-old game. There's a whole section where you pick up this little glove, time travel glove, which allows you to immediately jump to the past and the present. So there's like puzzles where you're basically wandering around. You find this like ruined facility, and it's like sort of on fire and like falling to bits. So you come across like a huge corridor, which is like it's got a massive fire pit that's like 100 meters long that you can't get across. So you flick to the past when it's all still fully built. You walk down the corridor, flick back, you're across the obstacle.
I like, yeah,
and
okay. I've got time for that. I like mechanics like that.
Yeah, and then there's other bits where you're fighting enemies. Like so, in the ruined version, there's like loads of these giant lizard things that are trying to kill you. So you just like, 4 of them pour into the room, and you're like, no, and you just like flick to the
time out.
The other.
Did you get it?
The other, yeah, that's good. I was just trying not to acknowledge. Flick to the other time period, and like they're all gone, and you can continue
on your merry way.
Yeah, and then, so that was just like one sort of section of the game, which was quite fun. And there was another one where you pick up like this sort of electricity gun thing, and you have to go around charging up things, and the whole wall running thing mechanic is a very big thread throughout. So there's a bit where you have to like maneuver cranes to like move these huge platforms, and like you wall run along these kind of suspended platforms and like jump between them, and at the same time you're firing like this electricity gun at ones further down the path to get them to maneuver into the way as you're like jumping between them and stuff. So yeah, there's
Nice.
quite a few like platforming bits like that, but none of them were like, even for somebody as poorly skilled as me, none of them proved too
difficult.
taxing.
That's good.
So there was a lot of fun. It kind of kept me engaged the way through. Tiny bit disappointed with how they wrapped the story up, left it a little bit open for a sequel, I'm guessing.
Well,
Or
DLC. Like you know that's.
Yeah, I
It's
think
got DLC written all over
I'm
it.
not sure if they finished with the DLC or not. Actually, I should
who
investigate.
who made this? Was it?
Respawn
Okay.
under EA.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Well, EA obviously. 'Cause it's-
Yeah, there's going to be DLC for days.
Yeah, I know stuff.
years.
I think stuff's come out because I say it was released almost a year ago.
Okay, well, fair enough.
But yeah, no, like, if you haven't checked it out already, I'd definitely recommend. Short campaign as well, which I very much liked. I was able to finish it in less than a week, which is very rare for me. Generally,
Mr. Completionist, look at every
Yeah.
box.
well, I do.
Every
I
corner.
think, I think my main failing is I tend to go for massive open world games which have thousands of icons of things to do. So
Hashtag
to
Witcher
play,
3.
yeah, which I'm still playing.
You're still playing.
Which I've actually put on pause because I want to finish it on when I get my Xbox One X because they're patching it to make it look super nice.
Nice.
So yeah,
I'm
I'm
about
kind of put that on hold.
I bought it in the Steam sale, like last month, and I haven't installed it yet because I just don't have time to play it.
Yeah, that was
Like-
kind of. I think I picked it up in, like, I think it might have been the Black Friday sale last year actually.
Nice.
And yeah, I actually waited like a couple of months because I had some other stuff I wanted to finish. I was like, I know once I start this, like.
It's gonna be that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be that for forever.
But yeah, Titanfall 2.
Titanfall 2. Yeah.
Yeah, give it a go. Short campaign, a lot of fun. Yeah, I'd recommend it.
Oh, cool. Okay. I have been playing.
Yeah, what have you been playing?
Not so much this week, but I picked up a couple of weeks ago. I picked up. This was again in the Steam sale. Final Fantasy 15, the latest expansion,
Okay.
which was surprisingly good. I was pleasantly surprised with it. So me and a bunch of my friends that I play games with in our Discord channel, like, we just said, fuck it, let's pick up a new MMO. Like, why not?
Okay.
So we
All about the MMOs.
all about I'm a huge MMO gamer. For those of you who
Don't
don't know me or my gaming history, I play World of Warcraft since like vanilla days, and I only quit just before Christmas last year. So yeah, I played World of Warcraft for a long time. But I kind of like I fell out of love with the MMO there. Really, like, it just wasn't gripping me anymore. So I was like, fuck it, why not? Started playing RuneScape.
Don't you know it? I know it.
Yeah, you know it. You know it. All if I can talk about is
All
RuneScape.
the time.
You must hate
All
it.
the RuneScape.
Yeah, so Final Fantasy 15 kind of revitalised my love for MMOs. Really, it was really good to sort of.
So what do you think's different about it that's kind of captured your imagination?
There are actually a few things that really impress me. Like, the combat system itself is pretty good. It's not. There are a few telegraph systems where, like, a boss will do like this conal attack and you have to dodge it and stuff like that. Like, I really like stuff like that. The WildStar really hooked me for that because that was super telegraph based. But the thing that gripped me the most was like the class system. So when you want to try out a new class, you don't make a new character. You just switch jobs by changing your gear. And depending on like your weapon, depends on what job you get. Right. So if I'm wielding my fist weapons, I'm a monk. Like, if I'm wielding my stave, I'm a pugilist.
Funny enough, I was playing probably I guess you call it an indie title. It's called a title called Victor Vran, which is a sort of Diablo-esque ARPG, and that had a similar thing whereby the weapons that you equip dictate your abilities. So if you equip a scythe that has like 3 abilities attached to it, and like regardless of which type of scythe you equip, you always get the same abilities. So
I think this goes like a level deeper because it changes your entire skill set and like the armor you can equip and stuff like that. Like, I can't use plate as a pugilist. I have to use cloth armor. Like, but yeah, it was really good. We played to about level 30, and where we unlocked like the next level up. So it uses a job system, and then you upgrade your job at like level 30. So Pugilist is like a martial art class, and then it upgrades to monk.
Yeah, so it goes to like a specialisation.
Yeah. And then Thermitage, you upgrade to Black Mage.
That was a bit like what am I thinking? Star Wars Old Republic, where you kind of you hit a certain point, and then it branches into different skills.
Yeah, for sure. But so that was really good actually. I need to get back into that with the guys this week. I think.
Nice.
Az has been pestering and being like, "Come on, you need to come back," because he was slacking. Like we left him behind a little bit, but now I'm the one that's like falling by the wayside. Like
nice.
I hit level 30 and just kind of stopped playing. RuneScape is love. RuneScape is life. It's just old school RuneScape 24/7.
The other thing I've been playing a bit of this week. There's a whole bunch of stuff actually. I've been kind of dipping in and out of things. Played little bit of Gigantic, which is quite nice.
Yeah, you were telling me a bit about this. This did sound quite intriguing.
Yeah, I played the alpha. I think it was a closed alpha. Like it was early last year, so like early 2016 or mid 2016, and I wasn't blown away with it. It kind of, I think actually, if I remember rightly, I don't think I even finished the tutorial before I uninstalled it. That's how kind of it didn't hook me.
That you noped.
Right there. It was like
nope.
I'm just not feeling this.
Goodbye.
But I kind of I was kind of before the whole Titanfall 2 stuff kicked in. I was kind of looking around for something else, something new, just to mess around in, and it was kind of positioned on the Xbox dash. So I was like, yeah, all right, I'll give it a second go.
I'll fuck with that.
I'd try it out again, and I actually had fun with it this time. It's kind of it's one of these games that's coming along. It's kind of very, it's taken a lot of cues from MOBAs, which are obviously dominating the online space, both casually and competitively. MOBAs are the place to be. It's taking its cues from that with the different heroes. There's a whole bunch of heroes that you can unlock and buy and whatnot.
Of course.
Skins.
Of course you can buy them.
And whatnot. But the kind of interesting thing, the kind of additional mechanics or the sort of twists that they put on it are each team has this sort of giant creature, which is I think they're deemed guardians. I can't remember how they're named in the game. But each team has this massive creature, and as you kill opposing team members and mine these little nodes around the map, they're like these sort of control pointy node things, that powers up your creature, and when its bars filled up, it goes and pins the other enemy creature, and that's when you can attack it. It like exposes a weak point, and so your whole team has to then go and attack it. But the interesting thing is, if the other team manages to sort of stop you doing that, then you don't get your attack on that creature.
That's interesting. I kind of like the idea of that. I think I might install this and have
you should give it a ban. Like it's worth a try. I mean,
have a play.
Whether I play it long term is kind of,
if it's just like a
dip in and out,
gimmicky thing sort of.
But yeah, as I mentioned, like there's these nodes on the map as well where, you go mine. You kind of hold a button down while you like draw energy from it, but you can also plant like these you spawn like sentry creatures on top of it, and there's like three by default. You get these three different types of creatures. One gives vision around the node. One puts up walls, which is kind of weird. It's a very I guess it's just a very defensive kind of.
I imagine that
creature
disrupts the NPCs more than the players.
Well, no, because there aren't creeps and stuff.
Oh, there aren't.
No, it's just, So and the other one's like a health giver thing. So you like run back to it to heal up, and it drops little health pods you can pick up. But you can actually. The interesting thing I found was you can actually change your loadout of spawnable creatures. So looking in the menus and stuff, there's a bunch of other creatures that I haven't unlocked yet, so you can actually adjust your loadout. I guess this is the counterplaying against certain types of heroes at probably higher skill tiers than I'm playing.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fact you can make it.
I suppose it can be more. You can just customize your minions to what your goal is. Like, so if you want to go all out attack, you can just be like 3 attack minions or.
There's a couple of bits to it. I found it fun. There's not much in the way of like item building and stuff, which is something I'm kind of okay with, because jumping into a new MOBA I'm always like overwhelmed by like item builds.
Learning
You're just
items
getting
and-
stomped with
yeah,
people
definitely.
who know like optimum builds and stuff. Like as a noob, it's like it's
Yeah.
not fun. So yeah, being able to just jump in and you level up. It's one of these things where every time you level up, you get an option of like two things to choose. So you go like A or B.
That's pretty good.
Fight,
It's pretty good. I know Heroes of the Storm has a similar level.
Yes,
system.
yes, it's very similar to
Yeah.
that actually. You just pop up a thing and it's like choose this or this.
That's good.
Yeah, but again, it's worth a crack if you're into like MOBA-y stuff and you want to try something new. I'd say give it a go.
The thing that it struck me with it was the art style. It's very
It's like kind of very
simplistic, sort of cell based.
It's a very arty, cell
Yeah.
shaded. It's not like cell shaded like Jet Set Radio thing, but it's almost a more painterly kind of cell shaded style, which is
very
it's
pretty.
Yeah, it's quite nice.
It's very pretty. Yeah, so that's kind of then what we've been playing section, I suppose.
I guess we're going to lead into. I've also been playing a bit of Overwatch. Now we want to talk about.
Yeah, we want to
Overwatch.
talk about this in the news
This
section
has
because
been-
of
There's been a few things.
Doomfist.
Yeah, Doomfist has been released. What else has happened? I feel like something. Oh, there's they announced the Summer Games is coming back.
Yeah. So are they making the old Summer Game skins available again,
I don't know.
or are they making new
haven't-
ones?
I
I
would-
hope they make the old ones available again.
Yeah, I would hope so because there's no other way to get them currently.
Yeah.
So that would make sense, and I guess it would make sense that they would also add some new ones to the mix.
Did you said as well last time that they're adding a new game mode?
Oh no, Lucio Ball's coming. back,
Lucio Ball's coming back.
which is I know is your favourite thing in the
Fucking
world.
hate Lucio Ball. what a stupid game type. Like that was so bad.
It's
It's
fun.
like
It's
Rocket
a
League,
fun
but
little.
with Lucio's. No.
It's like the current.
No.
Okay, so going back to Doomfist, which was released last week.
Yeah.
So the current brawl to support the release of Doomfist is 6v6 all Doomfists, which is
It's like ping pong. It's just like.
it's kind of ridiculous. I only managed a couple of games before I had to stop playing it, but it was kind of fun.
I imagine it's kind of fun actually. I like Doomfist. I think he brings a unique new play style to the game because he's almost like a fully melee champion. Like the only other example of that is Reinhardt, really.
Yeah, I mean he has got his
yeah.
he has got his little wrist shotgun thing.
But I like the fact that you can't really control how it reloads. So like you
Yeah.
use up your shots and then it automatically reloads over time.
Yeah, it recharges.
Like, a lot of I've been watching Seagull and Raxu play, and apparently a lot of the pros will weave their left click shots in with their skills, so they'll open up with a what's it called, the charge punch,
rocket
and then
punchy thing,
shoot, and then ground slam, then shoot, and then uppercut, then shoot. Like
Yeah,
it's like,
I mean that's one of the surprising things I found about
you
it.
can
Like,
just combo out so many people.
yeah, I mean obviously when the art was revealed and stuff, he looks like a big tanky
Brawler.
brawler type thing. I was expecting his mobility to be like nothing, but he's actually ridiculous.
He's the most mobile champion.
Yeah,
like,
he's incredibly mobile.
he can just clear the map.
And I think one of the things, having played with him for like a few games, is getting those combos that you mentioned is kind of crucial to how his kit plays. Is if you're not comboing stuff together, he doesn't have a lot of health, so you're just going to get like team shot down.
This is the thing. The last time we spoke about this, I forgot to mention this, but it's probably the most broken part of his kit is his passive. So every time he lands an ability, he gains an overshield. He has a base health of 300, and it can go up to like 500. It's insane. Like if you can like successfully land your hits on multiple enemies, you become almost invincible. Like for as long as you have things to kill, you cannot die. Like he's like the ultimate dive champion. And another interesting thing I've noticed as well actually is a lot of the pros, like his ultimate is devastating, but they don't use it aggressively. So they'll dive like super deep. They'll do Doomfish mobility and just be like, "Whoa, I'm on your backline that doesn't exist yet." Like, and then they'll wreak havoc and then ult out.
Okay, I mean, that's got to be. He's got to have one of the strongest ults in the game at the moment.
It makes him completely vulnerable.
Yeah, he can't be shut down whilst he's triggering it, which is like he just disappears off the map. It's like, okay, we can't shut him down. And yeah, the fact that you can direct the movement while he is off the map.
Yeah.
So you can, I guess what you're saying is you can
like,
run away.
6 seconds to
Yeah, it feels like a long time.
It's
like
a fairly long time.
You can get a good distance with it.
Like, you can get back to your team really easily, and then just like bloop, back down by your healer, heal up, and then back in you go. Yeah, he's a really good champion. I really want to get into a few games with him and see what can be done with him. I'm really interested to see how he plays in competitive play. Like,
yeah, so we got the Overwatch League is supposed to be kicking off this year. I mean, I don't know if they're kicking it off before BlizzCon or at BlizzCon.
I think it's at BlizzCon. So the World Championship is happening now, like at Katowice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's pretty big. Like, there's a good 30,000 people watching.
But this isn't the
Considering
official.
it's like no, this is the official World
Championship. I'm confused. So there's a World Championship happening now, I guess this is the culmination of the past year, and then they're going to kick off the Overwatch League proper,
the actual
which they've started
big
to
money
talk
league,
about,
which is ridiculous.
It's ludicrous money if the buy-ins or anything to go by.
Well, what was the buy-ins, like $1 million or something stupid, isn't it?
I thought it was more than that.
Oh really?
Yeah, I thought it was like 15 million or something for a team or something crazy. We need clearly we're heavily researched on this.
Yeah. Well, this is sort of stuff we weren't planning on talking about. So yeah, disclaimer.
Yeah. But they have announced like the first 7. I think it's the first 7 teams. It's no European teams yet. Boo. I think it's 5 US and a couple.
I think a
couple of SEA.
We have a good crack at the European teams.
Yeah, hopefully in the next round of announcements.
You know, Fnatic's going to be up there.
Have they got the money to put into this?
I think they will have.
There's a lot of the teams that have been announced so far are either attributed to a major, like existing proper sports team,
like Manchester United or West Ham. Like,
yeah,
they literally have Overwatch teams.
They're attached to. It seems to be the basketball teams which are taking the most interest in the US. They seem to be picking up esports teams.
I'm really interested to see where this goes, to be honest. Like,
yeah, I mean,
now that Blizzard have their fucking dicks in the esports pool.
I was going to say they're like making a big investment, but actually the teams are the ones who seem to be putting in all the money at the moment.
Well,
Blizzard seem to haven't really been too clear on what investment they're putting in.
I think
they seem to be putting the framework around it, but all the money is being put in by the teams currently.
I have a feeling that like once Blizzard get a good gauge of the popularity of it, like the biggest problem with competitive Overwatch was spectating, because it's actually super hard to spectate a competitive match.
I have tried to watch them online.
Yeah, it's quite confusing. But so Overwatch, not Overwatch, sorry, Blizzard have come up with a few little fixes that actually really help. Like whereby when you're in spectator mode now, the champions are highlighted on either blue or red. Like. It's really obvious to see which is on which team now, which is really good. The problem comes
immediately brings to mind Counter-Strike, because obviously the spectator mode in Counter-Strike highlights.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now the problem comes is when you are watching through the eyes of a player, because it's like I have no fucking idea. Like all right, I know which champion you're playing, but I don't know. I can't tell which side you're on or. Like,
it's funny talking about. I'm wondering if that's why MOBAs, and I guess before them RTSs, became such big competitive esports titles, because you had this kind of overhead view and you can view like 2 teams scrapping it out at once and kind of see what's going on. I'm wondering if that's why they've sort of got the momentum to
I think that's why MOBAs are so big, because you can you're not looking at it through the eyes of one player. Like,
viewpoint.
You're looking at the field of battle, like, which is really cool.
Yeah.
I think we're tangenting. This is actually a really good topic. Maybe we'll pick up on this on like another episode.
Yeah, so I mean
that's quite interesting.
I mean, people who know us know we're both keen on our esports. So it's,
we're esports nerds, you could say.
Yeah, but this wasn't. Yeah, we'll probably revisit esports.
Yeah, definitely.
Stuff.
Yeah, we'll talk about this.
Probably more in depth in a future episode.
We'll get a few more facts first before we're like, what was it? You sure?
The thing.
I'm not. I don't remember. We'll have to. So the other thing I wanted to talk about in this new section was Hearthstone, and the newest expansion, and some of the fucking ridiculous cards that are coming into this game that make me want to not play anymore.
So I think the new expansion there seem to be almost hemorrhaging new cards at the moment. There's like many new cards.
So since we recorded this the first time, there are like 12
yeah.
new cards. Like I haven't even looked at these.
No, I haven't managed to keep up. I mean, there's a few key ones we wanted to talk about, which we kind of spoke about. Oh, is that the new
Shadow Reaper Anduin?
I haven't seen him before. The new Death Knight.
Oh my! Read that.
Destroy all minions with 5 or more attack. And what's his hero power?
Let's view his hero power.
So we've already tangented on this subject already.
Is Void Form, deal 2 damage after you play a card. Refresh this. Wow.
Okay, interesting.
That's interesting. So it turns him into a huge Shadow Priest.
Yeah, Mega Shadow Priest, which I guess he's got funky pink hair. That's the important thing.
That is the important thing. That's the really important thing.
Knights of the Frozen Throne is the expansion, which we kind of glossed over.
Yeah.
Comes out on, I believe it's the release date's right there, which is handy. 10th of August.
4 days.
That's
4 days away.
Not a long way. See, this time,
how many packs you got lined up?
So far, I've got 3,200 gold, which is 32 packs.
Nice.
I've also got. They've been doing the past few weeks. They've had this weird event, Frost event thing, which followed on from Ragnaros's fire event. And each week you've been able to log in and get a free arena ticket and complete a. It also gives you a quest where you have to complete 3 arena matches to get a free pack. So I've got 3 packs sitting in my pack.
That's good.
Inbox.
And it's not like crappy old packs. It's
the
actual new stuff.
Yeah, it's the
That's
new
good.
Frozen Throne pack.
They,
So I've got 3 of those.
They needed to do that. Like all these incentives to do the brawl, win a pack. Like yes, a classic pack. I don't fucking need classic.
So you still get your classic pack from winning the brawl, but by completing the quest you get a Frozen Throne pack. So yeah. So I'm up to 35 packs from gold and stuff. I have to say, this is the first expansion where I haven't jumped on the pre-order.
That's because it's so much more expensive than it was.
Well, I mean, this is the thing. This year they changed the model. So rather than doing an adventure, because typically they would do an expansion and an adventure and then an expansion, they're doing 3 full 130 odd card expansions, which require you to buy packs. Whereas before you would just be able to
buy the wings.
Spend like 20 quid and you get all the cards in the PvE.
Once you play through the PvE thing. Yeah.
But they're saying, so this expansion, they're saying that there are, I think it's 9 PvE missions, which I think there's a reward for completing them, which I can't remember off the top of my head, which is, again, not good. There are these sort of 9 PvE single player missions
that are going to come with this expansion.
Yeah, they're free single player missions.
And it's mostly just for lore.
I think you unlock a hero. If you complete them all in heroic, which is supposedly ridiculously hard, you get a hero. I can't remember which one.
Well, I'm okay with that. That's like cosmetic content like that. I'm happy to be gated behind expansion stuff. Like I'll happily play through.
Yeah, it's like the heroics in the old PvP content. If you completed all the wings on heroic, you got like a special card back. So it's not. There's nothing. They didn't even give you golden cards for doing the heroics. It was just like you get a card back.
Yeah, good job.
Like if you want the golds,
give you a little pamper back.
Yeah,
good job.
If you want the golds, you have to craft them. They have actually just re-released the old expansions. I was always a bit surprised they took them out of the shop. I was going back to their old excuse of not wanting to confuse new players with old content not being available in standard. So they actually took stuff like Nex and GVG and Goblins. They took them out of the shop completely, so you couldn't buy them. But they've actually just reintroduced them.
I think it's important that they have their content available to download, like especially since you can play wild format.
Yeah, exactly.
You
can still use the cards.
Yeah, this making them unavailable. I think.
And there seems to be a bit of an upswing in sort of wild tournaments and stuff as well. I mean, Blizzard have just recently ran like a full-on wild tournament. So they're seeing
Some
a
of
bit
the
more
decks
play.
that were being played in that tournament were just dumb.
Yeah, I mean the card combinations you can come up with in wild is great, and you know it makes me glad standard exists because like the ladder would be just horrendous.
Well, this is the biggest problem I had. Like, this is mostly why I stopped playing. Like, just before they released the wild format and rotating the different card types, like there was just too much stuff. Like, it was so impossible to be able to judge or guess like what type of decks your opponents are playing, because it would just be so like you'd be playing like a freeze mage, and then you're like, all right, okay, cool. All right, so I think there's going to be these sorts of cards in, and then all of a sudden there's a fucking Doctor Boom, and you're like,
well, I mean,
what?
that's kind of almost the other side of the problem. Like there was a lot of cards that you needed to be competitive, but at the same time there was a small pool of cards that was in like every deck, like Doctor Boom,
yeah,
Piloted Shredder and stuff. Like it was like they were just auto includes because
Sky Shredder,
the value was so much that
Sky Shredder was good.
Yeah. So yeah, standard was a good move. I was very happy when they announced it. Yeah, let's talk about some more cards from the new expansion because there's a couple more.
We have a list here.
There's a couple more ridiculous ones.
And I've got the Druid one that we were talking about before.
So Trump revealed this
so
the other day. I don't know if you saw Trump's reveal video, but it was pretty funny.
Was it really?
I'd recommend checking it out if you haven't seen it.
All right.
He did very funny. He like his little video that he put together. He comes on and he's like in a shirt and tie and does a very straight like, no, we're going to talk about card games. And, like we're going to talk about value in cards. And then he reveals the card and he turns like. It kind of switches to some different footage, and he's like, I think he's wearing a Tempo Storm top, and he's gone like evil Lich King Trump because this card is just so OP, and he's like turned evil.
Maybe, let's link this in the YouTube description.
We'll put it in below.
We'll put it in.
But yeah, so the card we're talking about, this is a 10 mana epic druid card
called Ultimate Infestation. Come on, you read it.
It has the most amount of effects for a single card.
Makes me feel sick.
So you get to deal 5 damage to whatever you like. It's not restricted. So just deal 5 damage, draw 5 cards, which is, I think I'm right in saying, the most card draw in the game for a single card. Outside of stuff like the Paladin card, which mirrors your opponent's.
The other Druid card that's draw.
Oh, that's Nourish is 3.
It's 3. Okay, yeah. Well there you go.
So yeah, draw 5 cards, gain 5 armor, and summon a 5/5 ghoul. So you basically get a Firelands portal.
5 health. So it's a Firelands portal, a flash heal, 2 arcane intellect, and a moonfire. No,
what's the
Starfall.
There's a warrior card that the name is eluding me. I'm drawing a blank. The warrior card where you gain 5 armor, draw a card.
Shield block.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's that as well, but better because you're drawing more cards.
Because you draw.
Yeah. So
4 more cards.
I mean, the closest comparison in card draw is Sprint, the rogue card, which is draw 4 cards for 7 mana.
Yeah. The only thing is, this is a 10 mana card. So like
the amount of value you're getting is just bonkers.
You're gonna see. I kind of like the idea of this because what's going to happen is druids are going to be saving their innovates for this, so they can drop it turn 7.
I can't remember which set it's in, but the my memory is rubbish today. But the druid card where you play and it gives you 10 mana on like turn 4, like those decks could.
What the? Oh, is that
I'm not sure if it's no, it's not. I don't think it's rotated out.
Is the one where you discard your hand?
Forgetting everything.
You discard your hand, gain 10 mana.
You discard your hand, gain 10 mana on like turn 4. I can't remember what the card's called. My memory is failing me today.
Good job, Brett.
But yeah, so that I mean, if you played that and then drew this, like turn 5 or something. I mean, it's kind of, you then redrawing your hand.
If you play that and then draw this next turn, you're fucking RNGesus, and you need to go do the lottery or something because that's insane odds right there. That's nuts.
Okay, what else we got?
So we've got the Rogue Death Knight reveal, which is quite cool. I actually like the sound of this one. It's the shadow reflection that I like the most.
Yeah,
here.
Valera of the Hollow, 9 mana. Battle cry, your hero gains stealth until your next turn.
Are you sure it's the hero?
Yeah, gain stealth until your next turn. It replaces your hero. And you get 5 armor.
Okay, I like that. Like that changes how much I like it. Then I thought it was like I thought it was like a cloak of shadow, where like you give conceal. Sorry, where you give your minions.
Oh, you give the minions.
until
No,
next
no, it's the hero gets
That's
stealth.
cool. Well, I like that even more now. And then obviously the hero's power is Death's Shadow, which is passive hero power. During your turn, add a shadow reflection to your hand. And a shadow reflection is each time you play a card, transform this into a copy of it. So
it becomes a duplicate of whatever you just played, basically. And it has been confirmed that at the end of your turn, it disappears from your hand.
Oh, that has been confirmed.
And it comes back at the beginning of your next turn.
Okay.
So you don't gain like multiples.
So you only can use one per turn. Well, that's still good though.
Yeah, it gives you an additional.
And obviously the mana value.
You know, imagine if you're holding a coin or like a counterfeit coin or something. You know, zero coin. You drop that, and you got a second one. You can boost your mana by 2.
Yeah.
You know, especially like with combos.
That would combo so well with like Miracle Rogues.
Yeah, I wonder if we'll see a new Miracle Rogue list with using this.
Gadget Dance. That'd be really good. I really like. I love Rogue. Like I've always played Rogue. It's the only champion that I have a gold.
After Mean Streets of Gadgets, and I got into the Rogue a bit. They had some quite fun Jade cards.
I remember
I played a bit.
I remember back in the day when Pirate Rogues were like the shit. Like, and you could just like TKO, like OTK someone
before Warrior took
with like
Pirate Crown
with like a 15 damage South Sea deckhand, like just comes out of nowhere, like those were good days. I like them. So
I really want to talk about the.
This is what you want to talk about, isn't it?
Well, no, I was going to say the Priest Legendary.
But, the Priest Legendary.
But no, we can no, this is actually a really interesting card as well, because this is so there's a new Warlock card called Treachery, which is a 3 mana. It's an epic again. All the epics are getting the interesting stuff. So the effect of this card is a spell, and it's choose a friendly minion and give it to your opponent, basically. Which, first time I read this, I was like, that's terrible. Why on earth would you want to be giving your opponent minions? But then, when I stopped for 2 seconds to think about it, stuff like Doomsayers, like, it gives you
it's almost like a
complete board clear for 5 mana, like regardless of what's on the board, which is
it's a guarantee for all clear with the blue.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. And another card, it actually combos with another card they released quite early on that a lot of people were thinking was total shit, because it's the Ticking Abomination, which was which the Death Rattle was
deal 4 damage to your minions.
I think it was deal 5 damage to your minions. But again, comboing it with this, I think that card was either 4 or 5 mana, so it's a bit more expensive, but it puts a lot of danger on your opponent's side of the board for them, especially playing new minions, knowing they could get wiped.
Yeah, for sure.
And there's another card. There was a Gadget Zone card, which was Bomb Squad, which the Death Rattle was
deal 5 damage to your face.
Yeah,
isn't it?
deal 5 damage to your face. So yeah, again, like you play that and then shove it onto your opponent's side of the board. So yeah, it's a kind of it's a fun new little mechanic that Warlock's going to have, which we haven't seen before. So I like that they're introducing new things other than the lifesteal, like keyword. That they've introduced a few other things. Another Warlock card, which they've added, also just deletes the top card on your opponent's deck, which is
see that can be game changing.
Yeah, I mean
that like can you imagine milling like Antonidas or something like that's huge.
I mean, again, it's the game. It's down to the RNG of like what gets destroyed. But yeah, I mean, you pick a key. If it manages to nuke a key card in the opponent's deck, then that could be game winning. But yeah, now here we are.
This is your card. I'll let you talk about this because you like this card. Go on.
So yeah, this is the new Priest Legendary card, not the hero. This is just the Priest Clash Legendary. Archbishop Benedictus. It's a 7 mana 4/6. So the stats aren't brilliant. But the battle cry, again, talking about new effects and new things that Blizzard are chucking in. His battle cry is shuffle a copy of your opponent's deck into your deck.
Let's think about this, because you're not playing this until at least turn 7. So your opponent's gone through, let's say, 8 cards on average. So if they're drawing 1 a turn, but then they've probably got some sort of
it's a lot more. There's got to be more than 8. So you've got 5 in your opening hand plus 7. So
we're looking at let's say 13 cards.
Yeah, half a deck's worth.
You're still gaining nearly 20 cards. That's huge.
I mean,
this is going to be like the new priest mill.
Yeah, there's going to be some sort of fatigue priest, which
that just plays like Murlocs, like Farseers. Just like how do you bounce a Farseer for a priest though? I don't think you can, right?
No.
Farseers and Brewmasters. Let's go.
The Farseer is Shaman card. You're talking about Farsight.
No, I'm talking about the
Murloc Farseers. Is that a thing?
Yeah, the Murloc ones that draw 2 cards.
Oh, yes.
I can't remember. Are they called Farseers? I think maybe they're not.
It's a Murloc. It draws.
You'll know what I mean. It's fine. A Murloc card that draws 2 cards.
2 card Murloc.
And then the Brewmaster obviously bounces it back into your hand.
Yeah.
And you play again and mill. I remember these things from
Oh
Rogue
my
Mill.
god! If you play it a second time, that'd be ridiculous.
I mean, you can play it 4 times if you can bounce it.
Four Brewmasters.
No, if you have
you've got 4 Brewmasters, you can play it 5 times.
You can't have 4 Brewmasters.
Yeah, there's 2. There's 2 little Brewmasters and 2 big Brewmasters. There's the 2 drops and the 5 drops.
I forgot about the 5 drops.
So you could technically play it 5 times.
6 times, because you can have 2 Murlocs in your deck. So you can play it once, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then again, and then so you can actually play it 7 times.
How are you playing it with the Murlocs? I don't understand.
So you play the Murloc and bounce it. You can bounce it 4 times, right? So that's 5.
What? There aren't Murlocs that return minions.
No. You play the Murloc, the draw card, and you can bounce it 4 times with the Brewmasters, right?
Yeah.
So that's 5. That's 5 plays for the Murloc, and then you have another Murloc.
I don't see where the Murlocs are factoring into this. The Murlocs don't. You can draw the card from your deck with the Murlocs. You can't bounce it off the board.
No, you can bounce.
Look,
what are you fucking
I don't know what you're talking.
The card that you play that draws 2 cards.
Yeah.
You can bounce that back into your hand and play it again with the Brewmasters, because that's what the Brewmasters do. They return a friendly minion to your hand.
Yeah, but you still only got 1 copy of the legendary.
It's not a legendary.
No, this guy, you still only got 1 copy of him. It doesn't copy it. It removes it from the board and puts it back in your hand.
I'm not.
We're
moving on.
We've clearly
you've
confused each other, I think.
Next card. Fuck me. That was painful. I don't even know what other highlighted cards I wanted to talk about here.
I don't know. Maybe we should move on from Hearthstone.
Yeah, fair enough. I think we've
covered the ridiculous ones that I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I think we've looked into that.
We've got some other stuff to talk about.
Well, we want to talk about some highlighted games as well, don't we? Like the Section 3. So go on, you talk about what's your
Section 3.
Section 3
official title.
Yeah.
My highlighted game of the week. So I had a crack with the Lawbreakers beta.
Okay.
Which they did an open beta.
I don't know anything about this, so you have to tell me everything.
I will tell you all of my knowledge on Lawbreakers, which is only what I played in the beta, so probably isn't a lot. They did an open beta last weekend for like the 4 days, Friday through Monday, which is what they typically do for these things. Did it on PC and PS4, so I downloaded the PS4 version to have a play. It's from a new studio, Boss Key Studios. I've done some research on this one. Boss Key Studios, which is
he knows his shit.
So the new studio from Cliff Bleszinski, which is one of the guys who was one of the key players at Epic Games for a long time.
Epic Games produced.
So he was actually, again, research. He was with them for a long time back when they did Jazz Jackrabbit on the PC. Which is something I played.
That's old.
They tried to make tried to make Jazz Jackrabbit the Mario/Sonic of the PC world. Didn't really happen.
No.
But it was a fun game. I remember
because
playing it.
Nintendo were like, let's just make Mario and Sonic the Mario and Sonic of the PC world.
So yeah, he was involved with them right back then, and was instrumental in Unreal Tournament, Gears of War. Was like probably the biggest thing that he would be known for.
Well, yeah, Gears is a huge franchise, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's massive.
So he left I guess it was a handful of years ago now, and started up his own thing. Lawbreakers is their first title. Unsurprisingly, it's an FPS. Because that's what.
Is it third person or first person?
First person.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I like
and yeah, with there's been a bit of a trend. Well, not a trend, but there's been a little niche of growing games that are going back to the more old school FPS style. None of this sort of tactical, slow gameplay, sneaking and camping and stuff. It's like full on old school.
Balls deep.
100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Like
I
shooting
that.
people in the face.
That's how I like
running
to play.
around, jumping.
That's how I live my life.
Balls deep.
Balls deep.
Wow.
That was graphic.
Yeah. I feel like
this
I learned
podcast is
something.
for adult audiences. It has adult language. Carry on.
I don't even know what to say now. So it's I guess it kind of started with stop laughing. Started with Doom last year, where they kind of went back to the kind of this old school sort of nostalgia tinged fast paced FPS, just shoot everything.
Doom was a great game.
I've actually I only got halfway through it, and I've actually just downloaded it again. I want to finish off the main campaign. So
I watched AGDQ happened a little while ago, and they speedrun it, and it was phenomenal. Like just watching them like rocket blast across a map. Like there's one level where the guy just doesn't touch the floor. It's like it's so good. It's brilliant.
Yeah. But anyway, Lawbreakers.
Carry on.
It's one of these fast-paced things. The thing that's probably I thought it was going the whole MOBA type route, which is, I think, Quake Champions, which is kind of in the beta stages at the moment. I'm excited for that. That's kind of gone with the individual kind of characters with abilities. I thought Lawbreakers was going to be that, and it is, but it's more on the Team Fortress 2 side, where each team you can pick from a series. I think there's 5 or 6, maybe 7. There's a number of hero classes, but each team has the same set of classes with the same set of abilities. So you're just picking from the same pool, like say Team Fortress.
Yeah.
But then it has the whole kind of abilities thing that Overwatch has. So each hero has like a couple of abilities and ult ability. And then obviously they're doing loot boxes because it's 2017. Everyone's doing loot boxes.
Yep. Doesn't have loot boxes, then what's the point?
They have stashes.
Stashes.
They have stashes. They're called stashes, and the icon has a little moustache. I kid you not. Stashes with stashes. I can see the disdain in your face.
Continue telling me about this game that I now no longer want to play.
So the gameplay stuff, so there's a whole bunch of different game modes. There's the kind of the typical like control points, hold and capture the points, the straight out like kill the other team. A couple of weird ones is like you have to charge. There's one where you have to capture a battery and take it back to your base and charge it up. But the other team can come in and steal it and take it to their base and try and charge it up, and whoever gets it to 100% wins.
So what happens if one team gets it to like 99% and the other team takes it and gets it to that one extra percent?
That's it.
They win?
That's GG.
That's fucking cheap.
In fact, there is actually a period of time, once it hits 100%, there is a 20-second
where you can steal
window
it.
Where you can the enemy team can still try and steal it before it registers the point.
Lord. Before it registers the win.
It's okay. Good. It's fast paced. The classes, you got I think there's the Vanguard class, which has like a minigun and like a jetpack. Oh yeah, I'm missing the big USP. Like it's an FPS, sci-fi FPS. The USP, each level has.
What's the USP? Just for idiots like me.
Yeah.
Unique selling point.
There you go.
Hey.
He's got it. He knows the
lingo. I got it. I know what I'm talking about.
Each level has an area of zero gravity. So you'd be running.
Gross.
So you kind of spawn. You run through some corridors, blah blah blah, and then you kind of there's like this sort of bubbly shield thing across the doors, signifying that you're
going
passing
into
the threshold,
a zero G area.
and then you can like bounce around. It allows for some pretty fun acrobatics and like mid-air slaughter. Let's say mid-air killing.
It's like a futuristic style joust where you're just going towards each other and then.
So the character that the class that I ended up playing the most over the weekend, I tried a few of them. The one I enjoyed was the Titan class, which is he's like sort of this 7-foot hulking behemoth of a chap who's looks slightly deranged, and so each class gets 2 weapons, primary and secondary. He has a rocket launcher as his primary, which is staple old school FPS weapon.
Well, yeah,
can't go wrong. Shoot at the floor. Top tips. Don't shoot at people, especially in 0G. The rocket's never going to hit. But his alt weapon, which secondary weapon, which I found myself actually using more and more over my playing, was a lightning gun, which is a lot of fun.
Like
it does a ridiculous amount of damage once it gets charged up. Once you get, but it's one of these. It's a beam weapon, so you have to hold the crosshair on the person. So you hold the fire.
We're
down.
talking like Zaya type beam weapon.
Yeah, exactly that. So you hold the fire button down, and you it's a straight beam of electricity. But then his ult gives him. It kind of sends him into like a berserker rage, and he gets like some boosted health. And his hands become a lightning gun, so he becomes like an Emperor Palpatine.
Okay. Warlock, Destiny style Warlock.
Yeah, this is again like I realised after playing with him, saying, "Hang on, I main the Stormcaller."
Yeah,
Destiny.
you're like,
this is.
I wonder why I like this class.
It's a bit familiar. But yeah, no, it was good. I had I played quite a few games. Did all right, which is surprising.
Good
for me.
You enjoyed it.
Are we
going to rate things?
I don't think ratings are a good idea.
No, let's not rate things. No one cares what the fuck we think. So
yeah, give it a thumbs up out of 10. Nice. Nobody saw that, but
they will do on the YouTube video, so it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your featured game, Perry?
My featured game. All right. So this is a game I haven't actually played this in a little while, but when I bought this game, it's just such an addicting game. So it's called Nex Machina, and it's this futuristic neon style twin stick shooter where so the left stick controls the movement of your. It's top down, so the left stick controls the movement, and then the right stick controls the direction you're shooting your gun.
Okay.
Oh my god, it's just so.
Saying twin stick shooter, the first thing that jumps into my head is Geometry Wars, which I got horrendously addicted to for a period of my Xbox.
This is like
360.
This is like that level of addiction, because it's like the floors and the different levels are just so mappable and routable. So like every level has like a bunch of different secret things, like beacons, certain aliens to destroy. So the premise of the game is you're playing this like advanced robot, and you're going to certain planets to save humans from alien invasions.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, it's genius. I'm loving it already. So on each level there are like different types of aliens you need to kill, like secret humans to save and beacons to destroy and stuff like that. But you can route the game optimally. And like it's a huge speedrun community for this game. Like if you want to lose yourself in a game to get like world record levels of, quickness, like this is the game for you, because you'll just lose hours of your life. Like so I played through the whole thing, but like I'm still routing level 1. Like I do this thing where like I'll start playing it and I'll miss a crucial shot to like get a secret human or something. So I'm like, nope, fuck it, restart. Stop, restart.
See, that sounds like my idea of
restart. Like, no, it's just so addictive. Like, so there are different like weapon buffs to get as well, like different types of weapons to unlock. And if you don't, like, when you destroy the first crate to unlock one, if you don't get the weapon you want, I'm like, no, restart. 6. I'm losing seconds. I can't deal with this. I'm losing seconds. But yeah,
it's all about the stats. You've done the maths.
All about the high scores. It's all about the high scores.
Nice.
Get every secret, unlock every human, kill all the aliens.
You see, I'm talking to you as if I haven't seen this game. But well, I technically haven't seen this game.
I mean, not that you remember.
So I paid Perry a late night visit.
Let's clarify. That sounds a bit suspect.
I'd been out, had a few drinks, decided to drop round, see what Perry was doing.
But you could call it like a gaming booty call.
Well,
hit me up at like 2 a.m.
Yeah, what you doing?
Steaming drunk, being like, show me what you're playing.
Show me what you got.
Yeah, and I kind of just put it on, and he kind of just sat there just like this, like
mesmerised. It is like some sort of laser light show.
Yeah.
In video game form, like the colours and the lasers bouncing around the screen were slightly.
It is a super pretty game.
Yeah,
it
was.
Really
it looked very nice. But I couldn't handle it in the state that I was in at that moment in time.
Just imagine to try like track the different things. You know? What? It's brilliant. Yeah, so that's my highlighted game for this week.
Nice.
Go and pick it up. It's super cheap on Steam. It's only like $7.99, and it is the best investment you will make.
It's the best investment. That's high
ever.
Really?
Including like stock market shares and no.
I'm not. I'm not sure where this is going, but I don't think that's true.
All right, it's just a really good game. Play it.
Yeah.
You should play it.
So how are we doing? I think we're kind of almost at wrapping up.
I think yeah.
But we need to do it. I need to do my fun fact of the week, which we haven't got the spreadsheet up because that's how prepared we are. So I'm not gonna.
It's the Pokemon fact.
It is the Pokemon fact, but I need the
I'll get it up. Okay, wait.
So my fun fact, which Perry doesn't like my fun facts, because he's a loser.
Hey, it got a lot of. This is not the right one.
It was the next
episode.
There we go.
So
my fun fact is of the week. Needs a little jingle. I'm gonna have to write one. So Pokemon, which everybody knows Pokemon, it's a big game. So the creator, see, even now I've got the name in front of me, I can't pronounce it.
You did this last time.
Yeah, I did do it.
Satoshi Tajiri.
Yeah, him. He got the idea for Pokemon from his childhood hobby of collecting butterflies and insects. And that was how, when he got into game development, he was like, oh, I want to do something that was based on my childhood.
He's like, you know what? I like collecting bugs and stuff. Yeah. I'm going to make 151 of them in a universe and make people catch them. Yeah, got to catch them all, as they say. Yeah, that's my fun fact of the week. And it's probably a good time. To leave things. We're gonna wrap there. This is where we're gonna wrap.
Yeah. Next week, what are we gonna talk about next week?
I don't know. Well, it's not next week yet, so
it isn't next week. You're right.
Figure that out. Well, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Thanks for tuning in.
If you enjoyed our ramblings, please hit us up on all the social
medias. Drop us likes and whatnot, and
give us comments. Tell us what you liked, or maybe what you didn't like. Maybe
in before they tell us they hated our tangent.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. Good tangent.
True.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, checking it out, and we'll see you again
next week. Yeah, next Wednesday. I've been Perry.
I've been Ed.
And take care.
See you later.